It's time for your PNW Ag Network Wine Minute, an update on the latest industry research.
Joined by Melissa Hanson with the Washington State Wine Commission. Melissa, I understand there's a new website out there that addresses smoke exposure. What can you tell us?
Several years ago in 2019, right before we had the big smoke year, the West Coast wine industries banded together and formed a task force, and we called it the West Coast Smoke Exposure Task Force. Very original there. And so it included California wine industry organizations, Oregon, Washington State. And we've been working together on issues that affect all the West Coast industries, such as research, crop insurance, contracts between growers and wineries. And we have been bird dogging the USDA's Ag Research Service, their new smoke exposure efforts and research. And it came about that, we have a lot of resources, and all of these organizations, the Wine Commission, the Washington Wine Growers, everybody was putting the same information on our own websites. And it was kind of hard for industry to find any information about smoke exposure. Things like, what labs could you take samples to? What are the best practices that we know of today? What are frequently asked questions? So we talked on this task force, and the Wine Commission, I serve on the task force on the steering committee. And, it was quite obvious we needed a website that could centralize all of the smoke exposure information. And so we received a grant from the USDA to put this together. And it has industry resources. It has a page for research that will be built out as research papers are published, research articles are published. We'll be able to have a one-stop shop for smoke exposure information. So it was launched, about a month ago. We wanted to get it up before there were any major smoke events. The website has past events that have happened, but it will have a calendar for upcoming events when we have webinars or when we have there's an annual smoke summit that the task force puts together. It's got recordings of the past smoke summits, but it's really designed so that the industry, growers and wineries can go to one place and find what they need for things that relate to smoke exposure.
For the latest news on the wine industry, check out pnwag.net and click on the Grapes and Wine tab.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at turbotax.com/beatyourprice.